This video is made for adult collectors, and so is this figure with how frustrating it is. Ironhide is such an interesting design in the films. Like, I like it a lot, but his toys have usually been less than successful at trying to capture that greatness. You have the original Voyager, which is cool but not accurate, nor does anything really tab in. You have the Dark of the Moon Voyager that has the weirdest upper torso. The Studio Series one, which has some strange articulation choices and is rare as shit. And finally, the Deluxe Lad, skipping the fast action and the leader because I've never messed with those. The Deluxe on the surface looks good. This figure actually scales better with the Studio Series stuff than the Studio Series Ironhide. Ironhide wasn't exactly super tall in the films, and his alt mode was never bigger than Prime's, so this works a lot better, plus it's the same size as Ratchet's. This toy accomplishes all those scale traits better than the one marked as based on real world scale and accuracy. Again, I'm not a scale person, but when you put that on the back of the box, I kind of expect you to get close, and Ironhide from the Studio Series is just way too big. I still don't get their need to make Ironhide blue, but here the plastic is a dull metallic blue, and it kind of works. It does help the details pop in the lower legs a lot more than they would if they were in black. There's a surprising amount of paint on this guy too, and it feels durable. However, I have seen some copies where the chest panel horribly chips, but this thing is old, so that is to be expected. Mine's pretty fine, and this was used, so you shouldn't have too much of an issue. I do like the cannons, how they're integrated into the whole transformation and hideaway. This figure does the cannons the best, I'd say, especially because one of them comes off and becomes a video game turret. This looks a lot like the turrets you'd see in the Revenge of the Fallen game, and I love me some video game references. Where's my Studio Series breakaway? Also a big plus for having 5mm weapon ports in the hand, so you can give him some other guns if you want to be more like Dark of the Moon, where he had hand cannons. Now, the frustrating parts. Oh man, this requires me to actually walk you through those because I don't like when it comes to handling this thing. So he does the feet better than the Studio Series, that's for sure. But for starters, this cannon comes off way too easily, but I'm just going to chalk that down to this is used, because this was used. But one of the issues I had on my previous version of this mold and on this one is the chest. The chest really does hinder a lot of the figure's function, really. The head, it gets blocked by the torso a lot, so that's how he looks when you turn his head. That's a little annoying. The ball joints at the shoulders, well, he does have butterfly joints because of the way he transforms, but at the shoulders, these don't really tab in super well. So you go to move the arms around, you're like, oh, this is great, right? And then, well, that came on. I think it's this side actually that likes to. There it goes. There it goes, and it just comes out. It's so annoying. This side specifically really likes to pop out. You tap it back in, and then there it goes again. That's annoying. And then my next gripe is how the illusion of being chunky is broken when you look at it from the side. Because hello, you can see right through it. Get that stupid ass chest tab back in. Now, okay, these panels on the back, they like to come apart and they like to bend up and down constantly. When you go to pick it up, there it goes. That part's not fun. There goes the autofocus again. What the hell? Then the panels on the legs. What are you supposed to do with them? They get in the way a lot. They poke you, they prod you, they move. These ones are on ball joints, so they fall off. It's just, it's not great. His articulation is fine. Like, he has all of his joints, ball jointed head, ball jointed shoulders, bicep, elbow, wrist swivel, no waist joint. Wasn't really standard back at this time. Universal hips, thigh swivel. You can hear that though. You can hear the panels clunking into the back of these. He's got a knee bend. And then forward, back, and ankle tilt. Something the Studio Series doesn't have. But the rest of it is just really frustrating to try. Like, this doesn't peg in, this doesn't peg in, this doesn't peg in. It's just, I don't know. Transformation sucks ass. Getting everything around those leg panels is such a pain in the balls. I hate it. And then you try to navigate the upper torso arms and shit around the peg, and like you can't get them into place. It's very infuriating, and the turret falls out a lot. It's too small for its engineering. I know I praised the size of this guy earlier, but this aspect of the size really does let it down. There's too much engineering going on inside this figure, and it hurts the overall experience. Truck mode is very nice though. The only underkibble is the feet, but that doesn't bother me. It's better than the cannons hanging out there, MPM Ironhide. The turret can mount on the back, but honestly that means I have to take it out of the truck, and screw that, it's not even worth it. This size works a lot better for Studio Series, as I mentioned. He is the same size as Ratchet's Hummer and smaller than Prime, like he was in the films. Especially in Dark of the Moon, you can really see the alt mode size comparison. But when you put him next to Jazz, and now he's too small. It's a nice truck. Not much else there is to really say about it. It's just a black pickup truck. I like the figure aesthetically, but functionally, it sucks. I know the movie The Best One tries to fix the tolerances, but it still has almost the same issues, which sucks. But if you want something to stand there on your shelf next to the Studio Series toys and you can't get the box set, then this is a great Ironhide for that. Just maybe get the Movie The Best deco because it's more screen accurate, and it just Movie The Best toys always feel nicer. I don't know, they might have changed the plastic they used to make them, but it just feels nice. But that's my look at, what the hell is this thing? Deluxe Ironhide, that's what it is. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.